Hello, YouTube. This is King Diamond Production here with another video. Very unusual video here. But sorry, y'all see my pool right now. But I wanted to say that I'm almost back. I'll be hopefully coming back here in the next few weeks. Got everything under control, financials and stuff like that. So hopefully everything will be going out here in a couple weeks. But I wanted to talk about the potential Union Pacific Norfolk Southern merger. I'm pretty sure my favorite people at LaGrange have been talking about it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been talking about it. I wanted to weigh in my thoughts, and I've thought about this. Well, I mean, let's take a look at it this way. There's pros and cons to this. That's my dog. That's my dog. So the pros is we get to see, at least in the East, more Union Pacific power. Hopefully we would see a lot of the UP heritage units. I would assume that they would not destroy the NS heritage units. I would hope they wouldn't do that. So we would see a lot of UP units. I would assume they would, keep the Norfolk Southern paint for a while until they decide to paint all their locomotives, which is a lot of locomotives, I may add. There's that. There could be a potential where Big Boy comes through the East, and how a lot of people would love that. Here, hell, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I would love to see Big Boy here. Easy boy. But and just a lot of variety. Maybe there some different trains that are out in the West that we don't see out here. And vice versa. Some trains that we have out here in the East would, they might be able to see in the West. And if they do keep the heritage units, for NS, a lot of the heritage units, a lot of the it's okay, Jacob. A lot of the West people in the West Coast would be able to see the heritage units from Norfolk Southern. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would enjoy that. But then you also got the cons where people say this will turn into a monopoly, where we've heard stories about BNSF buying out their short line railroads, and potential that happening here because with Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern combining, this could be a potential where CSX and BNSF will have no choice but to merge. And there are a lot of stories out there where BNSF have bought a lot of their short line. And here in our short line here in Louisville, Kentucky, we have R.J. Corman, we have the LRC, we have Paducah Louisville. I'm pretty sure there's a couple more, but I would have to look it up. But as rail fans, you don't want to see that because you don't want those smaller businesses to go to waste just because they're afraid of competition or whatever it is. Did it work for CPKC? Right now it's working for them, but maybe down the road it won't, and nobody's talking about this. If, let's just say, UP and UP and NS merge, and somehow BNSF CSX merge, where does that leave CN? Do they merge with CPKC? Do they, stay independent? And I saw the interview with the CEO with the CSX CEO, and you could tell in his voice is like he doesn't know what's going to happen. You could tell in somebody's voice where he's nervous, or he doesn't expect, like, what is this? What's going to happen here? What am I going to have to do? It's like, there's also pros and cons. There's going to be people that like this. There's going to be people that don't. All I can say is, if it does happen, let's see if it succeeds. If it doesn't happen, what does Norfolk Southern try to do? Because we all know that Norfolk Southern's been in, some deep stuff going on for the past few years. Do they try to merge with CSX and make it a strong East, Class 1 railroad? There's a lot that could happen here. So, I just wanted to give my opinion. Do I want it to happen? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a railroad broker right now. So it depends on whether or not this is going to happen. So, it has to work both ways, and maybe that they can make this work both ways. Maybe that they somehow Union Pacific makes this work, and then BNSF and CSX try to see how this plays out. I wouldn't be doubting right now that BNSF and CSX are talking to each other right now. I guarantee they're probably talking to each other right now. So there is a good chance that, as we're talking about this Union Pacific Norfolk Southern, that I have no doubts that they're talking to each other right now. Because, it's the fact that, you see this going on, and then all of a sudden, okay, now we got to come up with a plan, So who knows? So I just wanted to make a little video showing, what I think may or may happen. When I first heard about this, I thought it was like a 10% chance that this would be happening. But now that this is going on, I probably to say that the STB, there's probably a 50% chance that this is going to go down, that they could approve this. So, but we'll see. But yeah, hopefully here in a couple weeks I'll be out, out on the rail. Like I said, I am coming back, and I got everything under control. I just, I need a few more things to work out for me right now. But don't worry, everything will be fine. I will be coming back. I will be coming back to the LaGrange stretch soon, and also, big heads up, I hopefully here probably by the end of this month or next month, we'll be making a trip out to LaGrange here soon. That is my plan. So, but I just wanted to make a little video, give my thoughts on what I think about the proposal and what may happen going forward, and that's about it. So, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about the railroad merger. I would love to hear your thoughts about the railroad merger, what you're worried about, what you're concerned about, what's your pros and cons. And, I don't say this just because I just like making content for everyone. But just smash the like button. If you want to subscribe, you can. If not, totally not begging for it. So, but here we go. Until I come back, and I will come back, and we will rule these rails again. Until then, this is King Diamond Production. I'm out.